Are you currently publishing no content books or low content books? If so, you probably saw a video last week that was called The Death of No Content Publishing, and it had a lot of people up in arms and some people that are very concerned. But there's actually been some more information that has rolled out, I think that's very relevant to the conversation. So we're going to talk about the no content book publishing controversy and also how Amazon KDP weighed in. Hey, I'm Dale L. Roberts, a best-selling author, as well as a self-publishing advocate who wants to show you how to publish books that sell. If you want that too, make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell notification icon, and turn it to all. That way you don't miss a single one of these videos. Stick around to the end because I've got a lot more facts. I've shared some before, and I've got some more that has rolled out, and I'm going to talk about some possible implications and some best practices. Catch up to speed. February 25th, INGRAMSPARK, a self-publishing platform, rolled out some policy changes. And it was quite a bit. It wasn't just regarding no content and low content books. It was actually a bevy of many different things, but no content books was one of them, as well as addressing third-party mass uploaders. Now, what does INGRAMSPARK have to do anything with the conversation? Because quite a few people are like, well, I don't publish there, so what does it have to do with me? Well, I thought I'd go ahead and I'd reach out to two separate sources. I reached out to INGRAMSPARK and I also reached out to KDP. We're going to get to KDP here in just a moment. I want to talk about INGRAMSPARK because I got in touch with the founder and director of INGRAMSPARK, Robin Cutler, and I actually did an interview yesterday. You actually will see the link down inside the description down below if you'd like to watch the full interview. Now, she kind of shed some more light on the whole situation and their policy changes and what this means to you as an author or self-publisher. Just know this, INGRAMSPARK is underneath a larger umbrella called Ingram Content Group. Now, Ingram Content Group is, it manages numerous assets, and one of them is INGRAMSPARK, and the other one is Lightning Source. Now, fun fact, I had previously shared with everybody on this channel how Amazon KDP utilizes Ingram Content Group for distribution of their expanded distribution channels. Now, this is not an option everybody has to utilize. In fact, you take a little bit of a price drop as far as your royalty goes if you use expanded distribution, but you get a wider reach, and that's by way of Ingram Content Group. Oddly enough, this was a question I asked Robin Cutler of INGRAMSPARK, and it turns out it's actually Lightning Source who's fulfilling the print runs for expanded distribution. Remember, this is underneath the same company of Ingram Content Group. So these changes have happened in INGRAMSPARK. So one could definitely assume that this is far-reaching. So could this affect expanded distribution through KDP? Time will tell. The good news is a lot of people who felt that I was fear-mongering and trying to scare you. Now, if you're doing everything right within no content book publishing, then you have nothing to fear. Now, if you are in fact afraid, then you may need to reassess how you're doing this business. So there is one thing I want to go ahead and share in that the Death of No Content Publishing video did grab your attention. It did get it to where it created some bit of buzz within the publishing community, and also it created some change. Robin actually had watched the video and said, you know what, some of this policy, we're going to need to walk this back. So where they had said in one of the policies that you couldn't upload anything of blank content that was 10% or greater, she actually moved this up to 90% to 100% because she realized that there are some people out there that are doing this legitimately, that they're putting out unique content, like for instance, by way of workbooks or activity books and so on and so forth. So that's the good news that rolls out of that. So those of you that felt that I was fear-mongering, well, guess what? Because of that video, we were able to see some change by way of INGRAMSPARK. Now, what does this have to do with KDP? I shot a video called An Open Letter to Amazon KDP, in which I shared some of the concerns that we have as a community, and also seeing that INGRAMSPARK made these changes. What we want to do is just kind of allay any kind of fears that we might have and some potential outcomes, because I feel that if we work together with Amazon KDP, that we'll see some good positive change and something that's going to keep the no content book publishing community open for years to come. And that way, my predictions and speculations of the death of no content publishing will never come to fruition, because I don't want that to happen. I am also a no content book publisher, been doing it since 2015, so I actually have something to lose in this if this goes away. So I launched the video, I let it kind of set for a few days over the course of the weekend, and waited till Monday for me to reach out to the Amazon KDP team. Believe it or not, I actually had a couple of contacts within the KDP print team at one point or another, but it has been radio silent since. So I tried to reach out to them again, and I wasn't quite as fortunate in reaching those two contacts. They are either not with the team anymore, or they're not responding to it, or somebody's intercepting this message. Nonetheless, I did get a prompt response back on Tuesday, and this is what they had to say. Thank you for sending us feedback regarding the categorizing of no content books. This feedback and solutions have been forwarded to our business team. This is something we're looking into. However, we cannot provide any further details about how, if, when any changes will be implemented. So it's pretty much the same old canned response. I feel like someone just want to go ahead and plug this away. But I feel like we at least got their attention, and hopefully Amazon KDP business team, please review that. Go through the comments, go through these comments, because this could really help both parties involved, because everybody will be happy in the end with some type of answers and some type of resolution that works out for everybody. So here's the facts. Let's make sure we get the facts out of the way. So I'm going to give you cold, hard facts. KDP account terminations. This is real. I've had people reach out to me that have had their KDP accounts terminated, and it is usually due to repetitious or misleading content. Right now, this ties in super close to what INGRAMSPARK was doing as far as a policy change. They did not want to see repetitious interiors being put up. They did not want to see any misleading metadata or content about their books. So there is facts about that. The other fact, INGRAMSPARK changes their policy. Now, the nice thing is, they were really just like very tight about it. It was no content books, none whatsoever. Do not send them over this way. And we got at least some type of walk back to where we have some breathing room. So if you are publishing any type of no content or low content books to the INGRAMSPARK platform, you can continue as usual, so long as you honor that policy of not being any more than 90% blank content. KDP actually acknowledged no content books and a possible need for specific categories for these types of books. So the problem that we've run into, this is a fact. These no content books, which are not books that you specifically read, you use it for writing, shouldn't be placed in the same categories as people that are writing nonfiction and fiction books. It makes for a confusing experience for the browsing customers on Amazon. And you might be saying to yourself, well, Dale, that's not my responsibility. Absolutely, it is your responsibility. You're making the product, so you should see about lobbying for a change. That way, the customer goes away happy, you go away happy, and most importantly, Amazon stays happy because both of you are content. Flagrant abuse. Oh my goodness. So when I launched this video, I saw quite a few cockroaches and scumbags come out from the woodwork. And you know who you are. Those of you that are putting out and pumping out tens of thousands of garbage publications, misleading and repetitious onto the market. Shame on you. I even had some people that came forward, shared some other people's property that they're putting up. They're using band names, trademarked and copyright names. They're outright copying other people. Does this mean Amazon KDP doesn't care? No, not at all. But it's not a fact. But I'm going to say this. Fact is that anytime there's flagrant abuse on the KDP platform, Amazon KDP has been quick to snuff that out. So the day will come that the flagrant abusers, the ne'er-do-wells, those people that are nefarious and want to abuse the platform will lose out. They'll be gone. History, bye-bye. Too much abuse equals change on the horizon. That is just simple. That is facts. Because there's only so much that a business will tolerate before they say, okay, enough's enough, everybody out of the pool, And, you know, the problem is the baby's going to get thrown out with the bathwater. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want collateral damage as it has happened for things like changes through the ebooks. So when people were doing the 10x method on KDP for ebooks, there were a ton of people that were thrown out. Then there was the people that were getting bonus books inside there. There was a ton of people thrown out. And there's so many things that will happen, and the abusers will, of course, get their just desserts, if you will, but also there's going to be some people like you that are following the straight and narrow, that are listening to the rules and abiding by those things, and you may end up being collateral damage if we don't make a stand right now and let Amazon KDP know where we stand as a community. So the best practices for you to do at this point, I would recommend that if you're doing no content books, consider some of the guidelines INGRAMSPARK laid out. And that would include that if you're going to put out any kind of content, make sure that you're doing unique content, unique interiors, unique exteriors. That means the entire book shouldn't be just a slight deviation of the next one and the next one and the next one. Is that the easy way of doing things? No, but nothing good comes easy. And unfortunately, I think as long as there is this gigantic loophole, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to abuse the system. So let's see if we can work together. Get your best practices in order and get it to where you're putting out unique items onto the marketplace that customers want to buy time and again. What do you think? Do you think KDP will go about with zero change, especially considering the abuse that's running rampant? Also, what do you think about the canned response we received from Amazon KDP, especially when we put so much time into this video in the comments and also throughout the community to present them some good solutions? Speaking of an open letter for Amazon KDP, if you missed it, you might be figuring, oh man, I don't have any kind of context. Good news, I've actually queued you up in the very next video that's down here. You'll want to go and watch that, and might I recommend drop a comment with any kind of ideas that you might have and some solutions. Definitely would love to hear you. See you in the next video.